happy Thursday. Today we are doing a writer's edition. I have my book here. I have everything here. So today is going to be a little short. It's not going to be as long. I am using kind of mix match notes from the last one because you guys really enjoyed that. Y'all also wanted to hear a little bit more of the story that I did in the last one. I know it's been a minute since I've posted and done content. Don't worry, I will have a whole separate video of explaining that and what's going on and everything in another video, so don't you guys worry, that video is coming. So today I have a few things out of this good book. If you guys would like a copy of this, I did get this at my Barnes & Nobles, and you can also get it on Amazon and a few other book retail places as well. So I will leave that in the description below, and you can also find it on our Facebook page as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy this little writer's edition. I do have notes pulled up on my laptop, plus a bunch of notes on my my other stuff as well. And I am going to start off with as you guys usually know, I made note cards, and y'all wanted me to bring back the note cards. And I do want to say is, if you've watched my whole 6 lessons on the writer's editions that I did almost a year ago, oh my goodness, I feel like it's been forever since I did those. I made flashcards, and I did have a writer's packet type thing going. I want to kind of update that a little bit more in the video that will be coming out later. So we're going to start with some note cards. I picked a few out to read. I do have these all on my Facebook page as well. If you want to download it, there is a few pictures and stuff of some of the lessons that I did. But if you definitely want a copy of these, I will definitely have them on our Facebook page. So as I keep rambling on, let's get into this awesome writer's edition. Okay. So we're going with a different one that I've been kind of learning, and I'm still reading on. So it is this one. This is the one that we'll be kind of going through a little bit. If you want to know all that information, I will have a few pictures of here and there of like what I read, and if you would like to know like what else do I read and everything, hold on guys. Please let me know. I don't read the whole page. But I do go through the little sections, and I read like the important stuff. Today we are understanding the elements of functions of fiction. Sorry. So I'm going to start with the style and resistant. This is while your prose style alone doesn't define to where this means is to where like this is where your book's almost done, and you're breaking it down into starting the chapters. This is where you're like, okay, where does chapter 1 start, and where does chapter 1 end? Or where does chapter 5 start, and where does chapter 5 end? So this is where you're going to decide that, and what decide is your book nonfiction, fiction, does it go in like the romance section, like where would your book be placed in like a bookstore if it had more than just nonfiction and fiction? Like, does it have like nonfiction romantic? Does it have like fiction romantic? Kind of all that, and kind of like where would you put this book? So this is where I'm gonna read a little bit, and I will try to have like a picture of it like right here on the screen so you guys can see what I'm reading. So don't worry, I do put in like a few little pictures. They might not be the best, but they're pictures. So this is where, as I will continue reading from where I read, is from other forms of writing, it is true that literature fiction has an element of stylization resistance that at least some of the other fictions does not process. Instead of the occasional Okay, so that did not make sense. Alright, so moving forward. As I'm kind of skimming through this, because I haven't read too much on this, but I did hear it was actual good to like go over. So I will probably have like just like little snip clips of like what I like, and I will put it up on the screen for you guys to like stop and read as I continue to read a little bit through it. And as I keep going, there's like little stories, so I know you guys like stories. So I will read, this is the language in literature fiction is not settled. Consider this passage. So this passage is, her grandmother was a woman of great strength and inner beauty, so full of life, so willing to give her all, that it just made your heart ache to think she was now gone. Let's assume the sentimental in this passage is a thorough express rather than an attempt to capture the nature of narrator's character. To achieve a more literature style, you would tone down such a passage, strip it of its excess, and avoid overtelling, and let your prose breath on its own and speak for itself in a more normal style. So this is a passage again. Her grandmother was a woman of great strength and inner beauty. She had, it seemed, a natural alaric for living, a ready openness to express and to personal accomplishments. Undoubtedly, she would be missed. See, that's having it more of like, okay, this is like more of a, not too much of a sentimental, but here is how like you would remember this person. This is how like it would end. Like this is like something you would basically want to put in your book, because it's not too sentimental and it's still kind of, you know, in that literature fiction. And here's another one. This is a descriptive literature language, does not have to be fooled. Rather, it's escape purple. So this is another one. He just loved life. Life to him was like NASA space, launched into a brave, new, wonderful world. So we're basically going to kind of flip it a little bit, and this is without me reading like the little it's kind of the same, except for this is what we would agree on, is it seems overblown to describe one's life purpose as a launch pad to the great wonders of cynical achievement. So without reading all the other stuff, this is a stage of game. She is not about to abandon the comfort of food and the means right now. She probably looks like fat, dozing seal wrapped in some kind of gazelle badge. That's not the same story. I just realized that. But it kind of has like I kind of like flipped the strip. Like, okay, so why would you say someone about someone's purpose life to not about someone's purpose life? So I am going to look more over that, which I thought was pretty interesting. And there is also more that I will. There is a brainstorm symbolist page that I do want to do its own writers on. I did think that's pretty cool of how it kind of breaks it down a little bit. So we're going to move on, and you guys wanted me to go over a few of the old stuff in today's video. I've gotten a lot about it, so today we will be doing the which I've gotten a lot about on. It is the seven ones that y'all, I don't even know if you can see that. As this book is like highlighted all the way through. Sorry if this is like all over the place. The first one is the high level of entertainment value. So that is where you will somehow people, like if you watch a TV show and it's like you have like your plot to where like the first episode is kind of boring, but it kind of brings everybody in, and it kind of describes like who they are, or like what character they are, or like like where will they stand? Will they keep going? Will they not? So that's kind of like, what is it, a 7? Is it a 5? Like, is people gonna keep reading? And the next one is the high degree of originality, to where is your book fully original? Like, did you just write it from scratch? Did you take stuff out of like, like a movie or like a book you liked or something like that? And then another one is always, always. I will post the video links to these that I used them in, and it's the born what if question. I was stuck on this question a lot through my books, so it's all good to answer. All the what ifs, like what if this, what if that. Always write it out is how I see it, is just write it out and then reread it and be like, that didn't sound really good, or like, what if this character, did this, or if this character kind of like died off at this, at this chapter. I always say you could always write it and then have someone that you trust and that won't judge you kind of proofread it for you. And then another one is high visual. This is where, like, if you wanted to make like a next book, like, oh my goodness, this is really good, like, I can see like all the entertainment, all the like, oh my goodness, like this book is really good. But if, and a lot of people will have, well, what if this or what if that? So definitely have the high visual, to where you won't get a lot of what if questions. Let me tell you, I still get those, so don't worry. And then number 5 is clear emotional focus, to where you want to make sure that you're very clear. If someone either dies, if someone like moves away in your book, or like if someone has romantic feelings for this person, you definitely got to be very, very clear. Don't like run it on too long, like, oh, we're gonna go on this day, and then you say like another page later, like, oh, this canceled, but you never like pick it up, as like, I use cliffhangers, but I always like pick it up maybe like in the next chapter, or like, don't do the whole like back and forth thing. Because let me tell you, I've had a lot of that question, like, well, what happens if I leave this here and pick it up like way over here? I'm like, you want to meet kind of like in the middle, like kind of in the middle, like have like a middle part. And then the number 6 one is inclusive of some true unique elements, to where you want to have unique things, like your characters, how are they unique to you, or like the location, or like the place, or like the name of your book. You want to have a few unique things. Like in mine, I try to have like five unique things. Not, I would say every other chapter, or in each chapter I try to have like unique little things. I can tell you in chapter 1, 3, and I want to say 5, have the most unique things that I like in them. Because chapter 3 is completely different in my book. You should go check that out. So I just gotta say, like, I try to find unique things to put in a book, to where people's like, well, I didn't know that, or what was that, or I do like that. And then the 7th one is a mass audience appeal, to where you want to have people like pick up your book and not want to put it down. Like, you want people to be like, oh, I've been reading for so long. That's kind of how I like with my books, is once I start talking, or someone asks me about my book, I'm like, oh yeah, it's about this, and they're like, well, now I want to read it. And so definitely have like a high, like, you want to have kind of either like a high or medium volume about your book, so you don't, so your book volume is good, and you can always, kind of start another one, like, oh, is there going to be like a book 2, a book 3, like, is this character coming back? You want kind of like all those types of like goody questions. So we're going to read your guys' favorite, because I know you guys like this. which, I mean, I don't mind if I can find it. I think I moved it. No, I didn't. Okay, so y'all wanted me to read the Star Wars act again, because y'all liked it, so I am bringing it back. Y'all didn't really like the Cinderella one, so I will be reading from the beginning to, and I did not know this, which thank you for you guys who have it. I want to say, well, maybe I thought there was more. Yes, there is a little bit more. So I will be reading a little bit more on another page, which I did not know. Someone pointed out that there was a little bit more, so we will read. So we're going to read Star Wars, and if you would like to know where you can read that story, it is in this one, which is the 3rd edition. That's the one that I have. So that's where we will be reading from. So this is Star Wars. Star Wars is an epic tale of grand scoop, but it is it's a coming of age story about a young man looking for an adventure and finding himself. So this is Act 1. So this is the beginning. When Princess Leia is captured, she sends out a play for help. After his aunt and uncle are murdered, Luke Skywalker answers Leia's call and joins Obi-Wan to rescue the princess and destroy the Dark Star. Act 2, this is in the middle. Luke becomes a Jedi Knight under Obi-Wan's total ledge. Together they escalate the help of Han Solo and Chewbacca to rescue Princess Leia. And then this is the end, where I thought the end was, but it's not. Act 3, the rebels plan their attack on the Dark Star. During the conflict, Luke must trust the Force in order to destroy the Dark Star. So this is where it keeps going a little bit, if I can find it, because I know. Yes, okay. So here's another one, as I did not know that it kept going. So this is Act 1, the beginning. Luke Skywalker is bored at home on the farm with his aunt and uncle, the Castells. I probably said that wrong. Luke finds a message from the kidnapped Princess Leia, and this is an intercourse with the Gru. Luke meets Ben, aka Obi-Wan Kenobi. Denial. I'm just reading like what it says down at the bottom. Obi-Wan offers to train Luke as a Jedi Knight, but Luke refuses. Stormtroopers kill Luke's family, and he becomes his training as a Jedi Knight. I'm sure this is like all over the place, but if you've not seen the original Star Wars, this is kind of in the first and second movie, so you would definitely have to go watch that if you have not seen it. So this is the Tales and Tributes and Friends and Foes. Luke travels with Obi-Wan, C-3PO, and R2 and D2 to the Canon and meets Han Solo and Chewbacca. Luke and the team boards this Death Star to save the princess. Though Luke encounters a series of orders, including the monster and the sewer and the capsule trash room, attacking stormtroopers and so on. And the payoff, Luke saves the princess. Luke and the company invade Darth Vader and go home to prepare for the attack of the Dark Star, of the Death Star. My bad. And this is like the truth test, which Luke uses the Force to destroy the Death Star, and Luke comes home to a hero's welcome. So that kind of, I can see that being a little confusing a little bit. If you haven't seen like Star Wars or anything, I do say that is pretty broken down. I do kind of like that, how it kind of is like, okay, well here's this situation, and then like here's this situation. I kind of like how it kind of just like went everywhere. As you guys know, I have not asked the questions. I know I was gonna ask questions in this video, but I knew Y'all, don't worry. So today I have some flashcards with stuff on the back of them. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is 7, and each one of them is their own definition. So as I read these, I want you to kind of make your own definition. So I want you to make your own 7 definitions of these. Like, what would your definition be of all these? So the first one is a pulled quotation. And a direct quotation taken from a story and treated as a graphic to draw attention to the text. So that is what the definition is. So I want you guys to come up with your own definition. And then this is deadline. I'm sure this is backwards, and I try not to make it. And then this is the definition, which the definition is the latest time a story can be finished in order to be printed in the paper or shown on a newsletter. So what would your definition of a deadline be? And then here is which, I do want to go over this real fast. Okay, so you have a pulled quotation, which is a direct quotation from a story and treated as a graphic to draw attention. So this is a pulled quotation. And then you have a follow-up quotation, which a question that follows a source responds to another quotation intended to get the source to add or continue with an answer or an explanation. So this is a follow-up quotation. So I wanted to kind of point, and then this is a direct quotation, which intact word for word account of what a source said, enclosed in quotation marks, and a toward, so there is different ones. So you have 3. So they're all different. They each have their own little definition. I just wanted to point that out. So here's direct. And you guys can find these on my Facebook page, to where you can find the definition of them and the link where I got the definition from as well. So you guys can definitely see what where I got them and what the definition is. I will have them on Facebook or Instagram. And then the other one is off the record, which a comment made to a reporter as a background information, not for the public. So that is off the record. And then this is the, your W's and H's, which is who, what, when, and where, and how. I'm sure you guys know this one. But I want to, and then this one is copyright. And it's the exclusive right to something a person has written or otherwise created. So with this one, I know this one's going to be easy, but I want you to come up with your own unique definition for these. You can use the who, what, when, and where, and how, but I want you to make it into like your own little like definition. Like if someone was to ask you, like, what would your definition be of this, like of this who, what, when, and how. So the W's and the how. So I want it to be unique. I want it to be fun. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this writer's edition. I know it was not as long as I usually have it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this. And I will see you guys in another video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, hope you guys enjoyed the story as well. I enjoyed it. And yes, I will have it on our Facebook page. I think I still have it from last time when I read it. So I will see you guys in our next video. Bye!
Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I'll wait